There's a window I have opened, I'll never let it close. Through it I am finding everything I need to know. Something about the rainfall, how it sounds when it calls. And there's so much more than the levy of a song. It's a look inside, a hole in the sky, a window into everything, and waiting for the rise.
Everyone, I just wanted to thank you all for being here to recognize a special evening before a special day. I just might have brought a few notes. And if anyone else would like to give a speech afterwards or just say a few words, toast, welcome you to do that. We'll set you up with a microphone and get you set up here. Some of you might remember this. Some of you were there. 38 years ago this night, I married the beautiful woman that's right here. So this is our
anniversary.
It's our anniversary. And September 11th, 1982. And as a result of a long and happy marriage, I'd like to share, a long list of tips of the secrets to a happy marriage. Unfortunately, I'm not that deep, so I don't really have those things. So I'm just going to give you a few observations all the same. First of all, it's really good if you pick a good girl and you pick the right girl. And I feel like this is something I excel at and John definitely excels at. And we're delighted with the choice that he's made and to bring these two families together. Just in terms of, a marriage, probably the biggest thing is making sure that, that you are up to basically being equal to the commitment that your wife has made to you and trying to live that up every day. And sharing the joy of all the moments that will come before you, the greatest of which might be having a child together, but also witnessing the marriage of your sons to a woman that you are really happy about. So I just want to tell you, couldn't be a more joyous night as far as Lynn and I are concerned. We feel like this is a big part of God's plan for you guys. 2006, we made a decision as a family to move from Cincinnati to Charlotte. And, we found a new church. We found a young pastor that we really connected with and John really connected with. And about the same time, the Weens family made a move from Chicago to Charlotte. And, I'm not a big believer in coincidences. I think that was part of a plan. And I think we see part of that coming together tonight. So I just wanted to recognize that and celebrate that. There's just a few things that I wanted to share briefly. One is a verse. Lynn reminded me that when John graduated from high school, we shared with him a verse, and it's a bit of a blessing and a wish on our part. And so I think it applies as well to you then as it does to you as a couple. So I just wanted to share that. It's from Ephesians, starting with 3:16. And it says, I pray that out of his glorious riches, he may strengthen you with power through his Spirit in your inner being, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. And I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power, together with all the saints, to grasp how wide and how long and how deep is the love of Christ, and to know this love that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the measure of the fullness of God. So on this happy occasion, I just wanted to congratulate both of you and tell you how proud we are of both of you. And so I'll offer a toast to my son and his new bride, my beautiful daughter-in-law, Kate.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Well, seeing no others, I will at least say a few words, if I may. First, congratulations. Kate, I'm a little worried whether you know all that you're actually getting into. I mean, you've known him for a little while. I'm sorry, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Scott Good. I am John's uncle, I'm Brian's brother. So I am supposed to be here. But so the thing is, he can be kind of particular and sort of set in his ways. You may have noticed that. Really? There were a few times we thought maybe it was time to propose, but John had his own schedule. But that's sort of how John's always been. But the thing that I wonder about is, are you the two boys or the one girl? Now, let me come back to that. Let me come back to that. So John has always been particular. I don't know that you all know this, but like when he was young, he was focused on cleaning. And I'm talking a little boy, focused on cleaning. He had a little sweeper that he would push around, and he wanted to clean like nothing else. Okay, fine. And then, so when Brian and I were young, we would get, our parents would get a new washing machine, and there'd be the box. And what's more fun than a box from a washing machine or whatever it was. And so we would tip it over in the living room, and for a few hours maybe, we would crawl in and out of it and we would play whatever it was. John didn't do it that way. John had a washing machine box. It was in the basement, and it was not tipped over, it was stood up, and it had a door cut into it, and it had windows cut into it, and out of cardboard there was a planter under the window, and he made gutters, and if I recall correctly, it was like the tubes from the inside of wrapping paper that was used for the downspouts in the gutters. And am I right? Do I remember this wrong, or did it also have shingles?
I think it might have had.
I kind of think it had shingles.
It had wallpaper.
I'm not saying he gets passionate about things, but I can see where you think about it. So this question about the boys and the girls is a question because, as you know, John and Michael are two boys. Assuming you would assume that. So Brian and there were just two of us. And so he had two boys. Sarah and I have been married for almost 30 years, but my first wife and I only had one girl. Okay, fair enough. But our parents, so Brian's and my father had two boys. He was one of two boys. His brother had one girl. Well, Pete and John, our parents, or John, our dad, and Pete, our uncle, were the children of two boys. So Pete, our grandfather, had two boys. His brother had one girl. So I'm thinking there's a pattern here.
One of you are going to have two boys.
So,
one of you are going to have one girl.
so I'm wondering how much the karma of the two boys and one girl things is going to fight with your need for control. That's what's got me worried here. I'm just telling you, this is coming.
That means that we end up with the girls, right? They're harder.
Well, I don't know. Brian just got through talking about you having a son getting married, so.
Are we talking about John's need of control?
I think you're missing a piece over here.
Key point. Okay, that's a good point. I can't say. In any case, I love you guys, and I'm so happy that you're together. Here's to both of you. Cheers.
For those of you who don't know me, I am Kate's brother, Joe. And John and Kate are very much seasoned travelers. And traveling, it's a great way to get to know a person because there's a lot of variables that you can't control, even though we just talked about how much they like to control. And there was one year where they wanted to take a trip on July 4th weekend. And being the patriotic Americans that they were, they went to the land of our former oppressors. They went to London, England. Of course, they had some trouble returning to the States, and they missed their flight. And it being the holiday weekend, they couldn't get the next flight or even a flight the next day. So they turned an obstacle into an opportunity.
Here.
They, within hours, they had booked and boarded a flight to Brussels and worked remote there for the next few days, and even hopped on a train to Bruges, a city that Kate always wanted to visit. So I think that's part of what makes the relationship very special. Turning lemons to lemonade. So please join me in raising a toast to Kate and John for a lifetime of happiness.
There's something about the mountains, the way I see them when you need a brilliant light, a way to find a window into everything. I'm waiting for